Duck walked up to
I'm
the
so bad with
lemonade
names. If I
stand.
see it, I'll recognize it.
It's like a sham. It's like a sponge. It's fucking retarded.
But I wasn't gonna wear like my flannel that I had on and jeans. I would roast my balls off.
Sure.
Woo! That's how it intros.
Will just like that. Roast my balls off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is a dangerous.
What's up? Oh.
It is a
Yeah, that'll bust
it's a
your
weapon.
teeth.
I would never dare.
Hold on, dude. We need him.
Never say never.
1 minute.
What? What's up?
Uno momento, por
It
favor.
was 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, people.
Yeah, you put me in an emotional state, bro. You really did.
You should have seen this man. He was so depressed.
No.
I kid you not,
I
dude.
told you I get connected to people. It's just one thing about me.
Even though he doesn't admit it.
It's hard for me to express emotion.
Oh, we're live.
I don't know. 31, 30, 30, 29.
30 of them seconds.
I'm wide awake.
I'm wide awake.
Only 3
More than
seconds, guys.
anything. Wait, I don't even know how. I don't know.
Make up your own. Go with it.
Yeah.
Own it.
I mean-
Confidence is
Dan, you
king.
should rap tonight.
That is
I could,
confidence.
I could just start singing. I'll do the chorus line. You can do the rap segments.
No.
We can do it.
10 seconds.
4, 3, 2, 1.
5.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Floating Light Live.
Okay, now wait.
Just kidding.
Not even. You're lying.
Now I'm live.
Dang. It's just sitting here.
Can y'all just tell me if we're live?
He's live. You're live. We're live. We're live together.
They all joshing me today. Rude. Well, welcome, Float family and friends, to Floating Light Live, where we articulate postulate and disseminate the post-float glow. My name is Megan. Today I'll be your host. Say something funny. Oh, sorry. That was great.
What?
That's Sean. I'm just kidding. So today we are here with Rachel and Shane. Rachel is a realtor and Shane is as well. They just launched their business called Rankin Real Estate Group. So check them all out.
Well, you guys will correct us.
They will explain.
I mean, you're on the right path.
Fantastic. That's all that matters.
Yes. Yes.
Friends, family, this is an interactive show. As you can see, your comments are live. You can't see that, but we can. Just kidding. Show us some love. Hit the like button. Hit the heart button. We can see all your comments live. If you guys have any questions, please interact as much as you can. The more interactions we get, the more free floats. Yo, yo, yo. Yeah, we're ready to
So many floats.
shower y'all with
All the
love.
floats.
It's all good.
All the floats.
Exactly.
All of them.
All the floats. You wanna float. You wanna float. You wanna float. I'm Oprah.
I will jump on this couch. All right.
Exactly. Alrighty. Floatlight ambassadors, we are
Aw.
ready for your knowledge. Fantastic. Just so y'all know, we will be back with their story in just a few minutes.
So what do you
Welcome
think
back.
about Trump?
Oh god. We just have to have Dan do the impressionation. We'll be good then. It's probably the best. It geeks John out. It's the greatest thing ever. Alright guys, welcome back. And we do have I got a Twitter space no thing. Shane and Rachel here. As y'all can tell, I just floated. So that's great. Yay.
Congrats.
Woo,
Love
nailed
You
it.
need to float.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I floated twice this week. It was awesome.
I fell asleep.
I did
I
too.
fell asleep in my float.
that was my float today. So let's go to the couch cam. We will touch up with Shane and see, as we start out the show as always, how was your float?
It was amazing, relaxing. It was great. I actually fell asleep. This was one of the floats that it felt like it was 10 minutes. Wow. So and it was longer than I've ever floated before. So that was surprising to me. You know, I got out and I expected to look at the clock and it'd be like, you know, oh, he only set me up with a 30-minute. Like, you must have done 30 instead of 60. Nope, 90. So it was great. I feel alive, rejuvenated, relaxed, focused.
So you're
You
staying
know?
up with the baby tonight then?
Yeah, I'll stay with the baby.
Sweet.
On Disney Plus.
Yes. You guys haven't gotten Disney Plus yet. Y'all should do that.
Do it.
Find a friend
Highly
who likes
recommended.
you to give you their info. Find a friend.
It's no wonder Disney
Yeah.
got hacked.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
just-
Probably.
It's just a relevant thing I had to say.
Probably not wrong.
Mm.
Alrighty, so let's start off with so you guys a lot of people do a lot of couple floats, and these two have had the pleasure of being able to do that. So let's start off with that kind of talk us through that, like how did that first begin, what were your thoughts coming in, and the experience in itself.
Well, I had to do a little bit of convincing. Shane wasn't necessarily,
That's true.
he had no idea what to expect. I mean, no one really necessarily does when they come into this situation. I had a family, shout out to my brother Steve, who gifted me. Yeah.
Yo, Steve. Oh.
Steve and Liz, we love you guys.
Yeah.
Flip him.
So he graciously gifted me a float and kind of came in together. I convinced him to come with, because who doesn't want to have somebody come with you when you're doing something different? and didn't know what to expect. I'll kind of let you explain as far as your attention situation. I kind of knew that it was going to be relaxing. Maybe it was going to be like a spa thing or something, and didn't know what he was going to kind of take from it. But I was very eager to hear what his experience was like, because it is really sort of an individual thing. Like you're going into it together because you both want to come out sort of better in some way or another. But my experience couldn't be any more different than yours, I would say.
Well, let me just say that I like half of the reason why I was unsure if I wanted to do it was because my honest thought was 60 minutes floating in a small tank.
Nobody got time for that.
I am certified ADD. Like my focus, and that is something that I struggle with all the time. I thought I want to be sitting in here, and it's gonna drive me nuts.
Yeah.
You know, and so just try it, just do it. And I couldn't have been any more wrong
Wow.
from that experience. And you know, it really melds every little thing in my, you know, like squirrel, you know, that's me, you know. So I'll be telling 3 stories at one time and never end any of them. You know, that's kind of
Welcome to my life.
she's a lucky girl.
Yeah.
Don't never fool you. But yeah, so that was kind of the thing. In my first float, for whatever reason, one of the lights, not in the cabin, but a light, I did the
Yeah.
and the light in the room came on, and so I was like halfway through, and that was enough to get my attention. It was done for me. So graciously, you know, the family here at Float Light is 100% all about your experience and making sure that that's great. And John said to me, you know, I don't want that to be your experience. You know, come back and let's do it again. You know, I apologize for that, and you know, and I did that. And then at that float, I couldn't even explain my next float. My second float was mind blowing to me. Like it crazy.
Yeah.
So if you want me to keep talking about that float,
Yeah,
I
he's
will
gonna go in
definitely
that
do it,
direction
because
now,
I will
so.
completely I want other people to have opportunities to talk, because I will keep going.
We'll cut you off.
We'll cut you.
Take this
So-
pillow here.
Yeah.
That second float, so Rachel was pregnant, but we had no,
Knowledge of that necessarily. Like we knew we were expecting, but no information.
we
aside
didn't
from
know
that.
we didn't know if we were having a boy or a girl or anything.
Right.
And just with the ratio of the children that we have now, I was 100% convinced we're having a boy. Like, you couldn't have changed my mind. In that float, at some point, I don't know if I was asleep and dreaming or if I was like in some different state of mind, but I had a vision of her walking like down a path in grass. I don't know where we were. It wasn't like our house or anything. I don't have any idea where we were. But she was walking in front of me, and she was holding the hand of a little girl with long brown hair. And in this vision, I yelled to her. I said, "Evelyn Ray," and the little girl turned around. And we had no idea if we were having a boy or a girl at this time. Lo and behold, we had a girl, and her name's Evelyn Ray. So that 100% happened, and I came out, and I remember sitting on there, and I was done. She came out of the room, and she's like, "How was it?" I said, "You're never going to believe this. You're never going to believe this. I 100% am convinced that we are having a girl, and I know her name." And she's like, "Oh. Yeah, that 100% happened," and that is what happened.
Yes.
You know.
Yep.
So I'm just waiting for that time
Yeah.
when we're like somewhere,
Pasture.
and she's walking, holding her hand,
Full
and
circle.
I'm
Yeah.
You're like,
yell
oh
her.
my god, my
I'm like,
mind.
Mind blown.
what is going on?
This is so real.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
weird, like you don't identify those moments. Like even if you're going to a land with like grass, like you never know until you're there and like, whoa, I've been here before. It's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Deja vu.
crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so kind of bringing that full circle, from my experience that time, I didn't obviously have anything to do with the pregnancy. We did come back for a second couples float because it was so impactful. And when I was floating, I was about 12 weeks pregnant, so pretty early on. Again, not knowing what we were having. And I will say the connection that I had in that room was incredibly like surreal. Like, you are connected with this little child that's inside you. You don't know them yet, but yet you know them so well. I connected with my daughter, and after my float, I actually spent most of my float talking to her, actually, in that room. So I didn't have the music on, I didn't have anything going on, I just kind of floated and just talked to her. And I came out and I immediately just buried myself into one of the float journals.
Yeah, I remember that, because then I told you that, and you were writing. So somewhere in there, this story,
I just
version of
had
it is
to
in
get it
there.
out on paper, and just my conversation, and it ended up being kind of a letter to her.
Wow.
And I drew kind of a picture of us together floating. And again, we did not know we were having a girl, but I very much so knew that I was having a conversation with my daughter that day. So, yeah.
It's amazing.
Been hooked ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah. We tell
when you
a
have
lot of people this is really cool.
Yeah. And we didn't for a while.
Right.
I mean, we didn't tell because we weren't going to tell anybody
do you
what
know
we were
how hard
having
of a
or
secret
not.
that is, and then anticipating finding out what if we're really having a girl? Like, is this all going to kind of come full circle? But it didn't take like a visit to the doctor. It didn't necessarily take like the results. I just felt very comfortable in the knowledge that we were having a girl.
Yeah, we
so.
wouldn't have had to get. No, I mean, through ultrasounds, you just
And eventually you find out.
You know and find out, but that wasn't something that we
They're
felt
right.
we needed to do because
No,
we both
it was a really,
we both were convinced that was.
And talk about like to have two different experiences, with that pregnancy float, and he connected so differently with her in a totally different room, in a totally different tank, if you will. The whole thing was just, I don't know.
It's hard to explain the floating process unless you just get here and do it, really, honestly, because my perception of it is totally different than what reality is.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was really a lot different. Like, I just didn't think that I'd ever be able to disconnect.
I don't think anyone does. Like, we're so overstimulated, and I'm a worrier, and let's be frank, we have 8 children. Yeah, 8.
Wow.
So I mean, how do you turn it off? But you just eventually succumb to the space, and just kind of that's it. You have no concept of time in there. I will say that I don't understand that. I don't get it. But there's just literally, I could not tell you how long I've ever been in there. I don't know what time I've ever gone in there. There's literally, it just has no place in that room.
Well, and because of the attention deficit, I can't do the lights and I can't do the music.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
He's gotta go
that
full.
gets like that. Even those things will not allow me to disconnect. Like it goes somewhere. So I have to do pitch black, no music, and now I use it. Now like I'll continue to use this just for our real estate business, just to keep focused. Because
yeah, it's a complete reset. Like they said, the overstimulation and just life. Like this is a complete recharge, and it seems like it'd be the opposite. It seems like it'd make you tired and kind of like I've had a massage. I've done those kinds of things. It's like they're great.
Yeah, I want to go take a nap. Well, no, that's not how I feel either. I feel great, like energized right now, which is
and it's
fantastic.
interesting that you guys mentioned that. So I had a very similar experience. I have a goddaughter that we didn't know what she was going to be. And the day before we found out, I actually floated, and I actually saw her myself, and I was like, whoa, like this is like really cool. Like I knew what she was going to look like when she came out, like, and I was convinced. And I remember floating in the orb, and I could see my cousin pregnant with her, and I could see like the baby like moving around in there, and there's some really cool connections that I was able to have with her before she was even born. But even with her boys now, she has 2 boys. They're 9 and 4. And even with those two, I still have an amazing connection with them. They've come through my floats numerous times, especially in times when the 4-year-old has seizures right now, and we don't know why.
Okay.
I call it tics, so they're kind of under radar.
Yeah.
So it kind of depends what he's doing. When he gets really excited, like when he sees me, he's like, "Oh, Megan!" And then it'll start happening, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Hi, dude."
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what's up?
Right.
Yeah.
So like in that sense, but I know that he's gonna be okay. I've been shown it. I know that there's a lot of people looking over them always. No matter what situation that they'll be in, that they will always be okay, and I know that full-heartedly in my heart.
Yeah.
So I don't have any fears about that, but being able to see her before she was born and to see that connection that like her and I already had,
Right.
it's just like, it was incredible.
It is, and it's just like it's solid. Like there's no like, well, maybe that happened, or what do I do with this information? Like it is just an overwhelming sense of absolution. Like yes, that happened, and so it just felt amazing. Like
When
I
I-
get to
I'm like-
talk to her, you know.
I'm like, what are-
Absolutely.
What are people gonna think? Like, what if when I tell my friends this, like, are they gonna think I'm like, yeah,
Right.
what did you take before you floated?
Absolutely.
You know, like,
That's so 100%
Yeah.
true. I was kind of looked at that way too. Like when I started floating,
Mhm.
I do have a lot of hallucinations when I float. So like I would, sit and talk to John for 2 hours, and I'd tell him what happened, and he'd be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that happened." I'd go home and tell him, my family, and exact
Right.
same thing that would come out. Be like, "What did you take before you floated?" Like,
Right.
nothing.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
And also by like having to somewhat be forced to immerse yourself in the darkness, that's what amplifies it. Because a lot of people would be too scared to go all the way over the edge. But do you float in the darkness as well?
I do not. So for me, the very last time that I floated, I was obviously expecting, and so I actually had the music on, and it almost like I felt myself rocking her almost the whole time, which was just really kind of a really serene and just special. Like I feel like I got to bond with her before she was world news,
Yeah.
nobody knew we were expecting, and so the music for me actually lulled me into a better connection in that instance. I think if I was by myself, don't know
Yeah.
what my experience would be. It's never the same, which is really cool. So,
No, it's really not. Like
Yeah.
today, I was
No.
walking. Today I was dreaming that I was walking in like cliffs, like I was.
Yeah,
It was
we
us
were.
two. There were no kids. There's no kids this time.
date
Wow.
night.
But it was her and I.
Yeah.
And I mean, we don't talk about
Our
hiking.
cliff hikes, yeah.
Yeah, go on. Hike. You
That'd
know,
be
like
nice.
I haven't done any of that. Haven't spoke about any of that. But there we were,
Yeah.
hiking
So,
away.
Who knows?
and we look good doing it.
All right.
So how did you guys meet then? I've heard this is a great story.
Well,
It's not
It's
not
really-
parachuting.
yeah, we were not in two separate planes parachuting.
No.
Dang it.
We actually met down here by chance.
I managed
An
a bar
establishment down here. Yep.
down
And,
the street a little ways.
Yep. And I just happened to come in, and we just kind of instant connected, actually.
Yeah.
And this was many moons ago.
Yeah,
16.
a little over 16 years ago.
Yeah. And it just kind of stayed connected.
Connected
friends
randomly, like
two
just
and very
ran,
different paths.
Yeah.
but
for a
very
while.
similar.
Yeah, very, very oddly parallel.
And yeah, then we got in touch with one another, and when I started into the real estate business, she had just started at our old firm, and I started there shortly after. I'm not going to say it is or it isn't her being there that made me go there, but maybe perhaps there was some of that going on, but
Just couldn't shake each other. It was very strange.
Yeah.
Just
always
very-
connected, like always random
connected.
thoughts
Yeah.
thoughts of like, I wonder
Too
how
much
she's doing.
happening at the exact same time in two very different situations.
Yeah.
So very similar to our floats.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Connected, but very parallel.
so I mean,
Yeah.
16 years later,
And
now we're engaged, getting married next year, and have a little baby at home. It's
yeah.
it's that's just whatever path you take,
Yeah.
You just
you know,
can't
you
derail
end up
from sort
like
of what you're
ultimately,
supposed
no
to be.
matter right or wrong or how it happens,
Left or right.
you're gonna end up exactly where you're supposed to be. you know, and that's how I feel about that whole situation. Like, you know, we have 8 beautiful kids, you know, so us, you know, taking that long to connect, you know, there's a reason. Like our children from previous, you know, they were meant to be here, and they were meant to be a part of our story.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah.
Here
So
we
I
are.
feel about floating. A lot of people, they'll come here and they'll have these amazing experiences that we get to hear about. And I'll look at them like, you know, you're here for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Whether,
Absolutely.
and like, that's how I feel about my journey personally. You know, I came in pretty depressed and very high anxiety. And I tell everybody, floating has saved my life. If it wasn't for John and Jesse, I don't know where I would be. And I will say that through and through because it's 100% true. Whether it's me floating or them being my boss or the family relationship that I've created. Or, you know, the family relationship that I've bonded with them.
Yeah.
You know, not only just them, you know, the kids, you know, their mom and dad even, you know, Dan. You know, it's just everybody here, there's so much of a reason for it all.
Yeah.
And it all comes together. Like, I know that I was meant to be here.
Yeah.
I was meant to be their lead massage therapist. I was meant to be, you know, a guide here, you know, same as Dan. And
same as everyone in the comments as well.
yeah, absolutely.
Like everything.
You know, the community that we have built here, you guys, is just so amazing. All the people who have come through and shared their stories with us, the stories that we've gotten from it, the help that we have given to people. There's numerous people who will come through and be like, I can't believe all that you've done for me. Why? And I'm just like, well, like, I'm here to help you. Like, I want to help you.
Right.
And I'm sure Dan has had numerous people the same.
And vice versa. They provide me with information that I need at certain times. And then they pass that information along. It's just beautiful.
One thing that I hear you guys, everybody that, you know, the entire Float Light family here, and that emphasis is on that last word, because I hear every single, like, all of you use it, and it's family. Absolutely. You know, like I hear everybody use it all the time, you know, and at first, you know, you can think, you know, like the first time I walked in here and, you know, I thought, well, you know, okay, maybe a little gimmicky, you know, like I thought. But then when you get to, you know, when you get random messages from John saying, hey, you know, hope you're doing well, you know, if there's anything I can help you with, you know, do that. And that's kind of the same motto that, like, I have and we have in real estate. Like, there's no pressure at all, you know, like it's a matter of helping people. Like that's what we strive to do, is help people. Don't pressure anybody buying a house, you know, or selling their house. But it's a big deal, you know. You need help. You want somebody who actually cares, you know. And that's and without, like, you can't say that, because everybody's gonna say that, you know. Like, yeah, I care. I care. I'll have your best interest in mind, you know. Like, sure, you can, but the only way to actually show people that you care is by doing what's best for them each and every time, for their situation, and really truly caring about what is happening in their situation, because everybody's reasoning is different, you know. And that family connection, like in our new firm that we are at, Acre Realty, that was the biggest factor for us, is it's a family there. So I appreciate businesses that have that mentality and have that culture, because it's not just a gimmick, you know. It's a family, you know. And that's, our office is the same way, and I see it here, where it's, you need something, you know, whoever, a coworker in the next office, like, you're there. If you need something, ask, and I will do everything in my power to make that happen and help, you know. So I think we need more of that.
Oh yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
like
Right.
there are so many good people out there, and I love everything that the Float Light family is. It's just it's a phenomenal environment that you have, even though I thought it was, you know, for show. It's totally not. It's totally not. Like, I'm blown away each and every time. Like, that guy cares about me.
Hey, Val.
That guy. Yeah.
Val, if you hear this, shoot us a message. We got you. Get a float. Woo woo. Yay, Val. Don also send us a message. We'll get you set up for a float as well. shoot us a message.
So you touched something for me personally as far as the anxiety. Pretty much had that most of my adult life, and how can you not? Like the excessive worry, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
You've got kids and running a business and stuff. That's definitely there. I will say, I am not even on the same level that I was since I started all of this. It's real easy for different recommendations to come through, whether it's take this, try this,
Yeah.
real easy to sort of medicate, if you will, when you're feeling something, whether that's pain, discomfort, anxiety.
Right.
And neither one of us, I mean, you're not needing anything for your attention, and I'm certainly not needing anything for
No.
my anxiety. So,
And that's
beautiful.
and that's why, I mean, like coming here, like I wanted alternative, because the easy thing to do is medicate the symptoms.
Right.
You know, is to throw a pill or a chemical in your body to mask what's really happening. So I wanted a natural, healthy alternative to be medicated. Like I don't want to do that. Because my fear is that okay, well, my personality, I'm gonna change, like who I am, like how I act, how I behave. The more I'm medicated, like the further away I was worried that the further away from me I was really gonna be.
And
Absolutely.
this brings you more in touch with yourself than you even think you could be.
Well, to have that many kids and have a crazy busy
we should
career.
probably be more angry and weird. Like we should probably be falling apart right now. And I can honestly say, like, in all of the chaos, the change, the building a business, which can be hard, because you are so dependent on referral. And you guys are too, like the experiences have to be positive or life-changing, or something about them has to be strong enough for somebody to say, you need to try this, or you need to work with them. And, like we are probably in a position now where we should feel our most stressed, and I could not say, like, I'm never been this calm
Well,
and
because
happy
there's a man, like, and we have this, and we both have moments of like, like where it's just like it gets you, and we'll keep each other in check then, like like little bumps or hills, that's what they are. They're just little bumps and hills, because we are going places, and we are
that hiking hill that you talked about.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I really like diving into people's minds of when they float, and that's exactly where I was gonna go with
Yeah,
it.
that
Like,
makes
look
sense.
at all the obstacles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you probably have a lot of obstacles that are coming up that you're trying to overcome or to
Right.
get through right now.
Right.
You guys just said, opening up a new business.
Mm-hmm.
Those hills are the ups and downs of it, but it's always going up.
Exactly. And
Right.
I just can't see it any other way. And that's, based on obviously where
Right.
everyone can project like what they want, but you just
And whatever good, like whatever, success, I mean, everybody is going to measure success differently.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying like I know we're going to be fine, and I don't mean like we're going to be fine, like we're going to be having pools full of $100 bills that we're swimming in, like that doesn't necessarily equal success to me, like, because I measure wealth very differently.
Yeah.
And it's the connections, and it's the family, and it's, those experiences.
Inside out. I mean, it's not what's on the outside. Like it's like wholeness here.
To me,
it just projects all over everything.
To me, the most successful people in the world aren't the ones that have the most money. That's just more money, more problems.
Hey.
What are some other techniques and tools that you use to cope with like ADD and anxiety? Like, what can people like
Besides
floating?
floating, yeah.
Like, what other practices do you try to keep up?
This whole ADD thing for me is new.
It's a fairly new diagnosis.
Yeah, I mean, I've known I've had it forever,
It's
and things just made
hard to
sense when
hide.
he said,
Yeah.
huh, what's that?
It's hard to hide.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Squirrel.
Yeah, squirrel, huh? Yeah. So, but when I was given prescription, and I'm like, let's search alternative methods here before I do that, and it helps. So, okay, backing up, this is right there. That's an ADD moment.
Hello.
Okay, just so you're all aware, that is I'm just talking, and then like a little rewind thing
Yeah.
happened in my head. That same float that I had about Evelyn, with you and her, and I feel like floats get you in a state of mind that is not just during the float, because it was the very next night. I don't remember my dreams ever.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't remember my dreams. It was the very next night, and we hadn't talked about leaving our old firm and starting our own team and diving into this. I dreamt our logo.
You did.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And I got up, and she woke up, and she's like, "What are you doing?"
He's sketching.
I'm sketching in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I'm sketching on
Not kidding.
whatever paper I could find. It was a back of something. Like, I was just drawing, and she's like,
Yeah.
"What are you doing?" I'm like,
Tapped in.
we gotta do this. Like, we gotta do this. I know it's scary, but like, we gotta do this,
didn't know
because
that.
there's too many things that are pointing me in this direction.
Oh yeah.
Like, and I just dreamt our logo, and she's like, "What is it?" And I
Yeah.
showed her, and she's like, "Wow!" At like 1:30 in the morning, you know, that's what I'm doing. I'm waking up and sketching our logo,
Yeah.
and we made it. You know, it is our logo now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like
we
a
just-
version of that. Thank you,
yeah.
Jenny Helm, for
Yes.
designing that.
Yeah,
We Meraki. So that's
Yeah.
that was the next
That's so beautiful.
the next day.
I commend you for getting up out of bed and the coziness, because you're like, I'll remember, but
Yeah.
like, no, because
No.
it's that moment.
Yeah.
That's why you're reaping the success now that you're speaking of, because you shown that you can listen, you know, and you are actually playing it out, you know.
And that happens where I'll remember a dream for that second. I'll go back and I have no idea then they're all
Yeah.
gone, you know. So,
Yeah.
but for whatever reason, I was compelled to get up, find paper, find something to write with, and draw what I just saw in my head while I was asleep,
Yeah.
you know. And that was the very next day.
Yeah.
The very next day after that, I'm like, I'm getting some very obvious signs in the
Yeah.
last 48 hours. Like, this is crazy.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Danielle, to answer your question, we've had a 7-year-old float. John, did they last 45 minutes or was it the full hour?
No, they lasted about 40 minutes.
Yeah, they lasted about 40 minutes. It's pretty.
That's pretty impressive, I must say.
Yeah, especially for a 7-year-old.
This 7-year-old was a genius.
Yeah, they're really cool.
They were smart. They were smarter than I was.
Oh, genius then.
No kidding. So let's dive into the business a little bit. You guys are realtors. Let's talk about that a little bit more.
Well, we're at Acre Realty on Oneida Street in Appleton. We're Rankin Real Estate Group. That's our team. It's just the two of us. So we don't have
Yeah.
Yeah.
we don't
There you go.
because our thought and our motto and our just kind of how we want to deal with things is having that level of care and compassion and just helping people. So we don't plan on like getting a big team or anything, like it's we both kind of just want to be involved in everything. So you're kind of like a two agents for one deal, like we're a team personally and professionally.
Right.
So it doesn't get any more intimate than that,
Right.
like we come home and we talk about work. We're constantly doing that, like that's a sad reality, but it's true.
Well,
You
when
know,
you live
like-
it though, when it's more than
But it's
that.
not,
It's
and
not just a job or a career. Like it's a
and there's an
compelled to
excitement
do
to it.
Yeah.
Like it's not like
Yeah. It's not draining,
like
it's
we're talking,
uplifting.
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
brainstorming marketing things. We're talking about like, hey, what can we do to find, it's trying to project to people that what our motto is and having them see it and experience it, because once that happens, the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Because we're really, from where I came and what I did in uniform sales to what I'm doing now, and I got into real estate because I really have this desire to help people, like
It's a
home.
huge decision, and there's something really uplifting and rewarding as far as like finding that right home for them. I moved a lot as a kid, and so the concept of home is really important to me. I really, like, if I can get a first-time home buyer, which, if we're talking real estate, not every realtor loves first-time home buyers. They're unsure, they're scared, they're nervous, they might not be pre-approved, they have no idea where they want to live. A 45-minute commute to work might be an okay option on Monday, but on Friday it's out the door. I love them. I love that feeling of, let's do this, let's solve this problem. I'm a fixer, and I love exceeding those expectations.
You're educating on the way, along the way, you know, because there's so much.
Like, I want to give them that home base. It might be where they're, you know, starting over. For myself, you know, finding a home, a second home after, you know, chapter 2 of my life was like the best feeling in the world. So whatever chapter they're in, whether they're, you know, their kids have moved out and they're looking for something smaller, but they don't want to lose that sense of, well, we still want them to have a home base. Like, I love hearing that unique story, and it makes me think of when you guys kind of want to talk about our floats, because that story, it's the story that matters, and then you kind of work with, well, what does that mean to you? And you kind of, we're a little bit realtor, a whole lot therapist.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean? So I love the story, like the why, the where, the how. I like figuring that out and giving them that home base. That's what matters to me. And of course, I'm the A-type one, so all that paperwork is on me.
Yeah, that is true.
That's me.
That is true. Well, we all know what I am. You know, you're watching, you all see it. Like,
You're the
Yeah.
face, she's
Yeah.
the brain.
Yes, I'm the
So
face,
it's a
she's the
weird,
brains.
like, yeah. So I mean, I personally get a lot of my own energy and drive from the people I get to work with. It's a really unique.
You know, and I, you know,
role.
and just to drive the, you know, helping people thing, you know, like I'll call for sale by owners, and with no intention of ever asking them to list with me or give me their business. I just want to know, like, you know what you're doing is really difficult and really
Right.
stressful.
Right.
Do you have any questions?
Mm.
And if you don't right now, keep my name, keep my number, keep my email, shoot me a call, you know, call me, shoot me a text, send me an email, ask me a question. I'll be happy to answer them.
They're a little taken.
Well, some people hang up on me.
Yep, that happens.
I mean, because they think that I'm full
but
of
they're
it.
a little surprised. They're like,
But-
why would you offer advice for free, or you
I've-
know, you don't even ask for my email, so you're not peppering me with stuff. Like, they're a little taken back, but you know, we firmly believe the more people that you genuinely help, the better things are going to be down the road when it comes to your business. So,
It's caring, you know, like it's helping people that maybe aren't in a spot where they feel comfortable asking for that help, but they don't want, and they don't want that. I don't want to give you your information because I don't really know, like, you don't really know what we do. And
it's no different than when we walked in the store and you were like,
yeah, this 100%.
what are we doing?
Yep, 100%. But you know, like I've dropped off open house sign-in sheets for sale by owners and condition reports, and I explained the last one. I explained to a guy what the difference between two different appraisal contingencies are. You know, like why one's better than the other, and what that means if the appraisal doesn't come out. So, you know, like things like giving information that will help them with their selling of their house, but I don't ever ask them for their business, because if they need somebody to do it and step in, well, they'll get a hold of somebody.
Yeah, or
you
they'll
know?
make that decision based on what they
Right.
felt was the connection with you.
Yeah,
So,
right.
yeah.
I let the home sellers
Let
make
it
that
sort
decision.
it out. Yeah.
That's what separates you, and that's why you're floating to the cream, the crop on the top. It's just beautiful.
So,
Love it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
yeah. So,
So you're big Star Wars fans, or nah?
I mean, I've got an older brother, and he introduced me to that when I was much younger. So yeah, I mean, I've
Big
grown
time.
up with it. So I mean, when it comes out, I mean, highly anticipated, and
Big time.
I mean, I have strong opinions about the last 3 before this, but whatever the case may be, I don't like Jar Jar.
You like Jar Jar Binks?
No.
Did you hear the theory that he was actually a high Sith Lord? And I was like, it all makes sense. Look at his eyes. 'Cause look at Sith eyes, and then look at Jar Jar eyes. I'm like, dude, he's a Sith.
Oh my god.
Just
no.
sabotaging everything with his
I can't.
clumsiness.
Yeah.
He's the clumsy
Yeah, but it's a very good like philosophy, like the whole idea of balance and the Force. Because like if you like watch people analyze it, like there was a analysis of like two great evils like Darth Vader and the Sith Lord,
Mhm.
and then that's why there's twins, Luke and Leia.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. I didn't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, whoa, that's pretty crazy. Like
Yeah.
it's like they're geniuses that wrote that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a documentary on that,
Oh yeah.
like how, George Lucas brought that to, and everybody laughed at him. Like nobody wanted to pay for that movie. Like nobody was gonna produce that movie.
Yeah.
Like they weren't gonna
Yeah.
make it. They're like, nope, not a chance. All it takes is one.
Oh yeah, and like the whole team, like him and Spielberg were like friends. So like all the people that they kept around, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
So how many times have you guys each floated now?
Well, I've only floated, I think twice, maybe 3 times.
I think
don't
three,
know, 3,
and I
maybe
went-
3.
and this
yeah.
was
Like
four-
I said,
four
it's a
for
really
me.
weird thing because I can't even tell you like if we came here earlier or later on a weekend or whatever. Like the concept of time, I don't recall. I just remember certain significant parts of my floats, I would say. So yeah, if that makes sense. And you actually, you guys found my journal entry.
John found it fast too. That's
He did
cool.
find it
I do
fast.
feel like you were really. I mean, there are a
Hi,
stack
Terry.
of journals back there. This is so cool.
Yeah.
Accurate.
It is really cool.
Yeah. So.
Hey Chris, send us a message and we'll give you a float. Take those now.
Yeah, that is pretty. That
Do
is
you want to
pretty
show
cool.
them?
Yeah.
I can take it and show it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I can't get up. Sorry.
Anyone who see that it makes sense, give him a float. All right, Terry, you can have a float.
So, a fun fact: Terry is watching several of the children right now, so she'll need a float.
Oh,
she
yeah.
is. She's the one at home watching the kids.
Yes.
I know Terry really wants one, and okay, Terry, I know that there are rules to this here. I'll help you.
Is it working? Is it blurry?
We'll actually do it right here.
Will it be like mirrored? Like will it be backwards?
We're gonna try.
So that is how I would describe
Is it gonna
the
do it?
rocking. Like I drew kind of swirls on my journal entry, and I just felt like I was just swaying back and forth with her. It was just that. Yes.
That's amazing. Oh no, I found it while you were talking about it because that story is amazing. So I looked at the last time you floated, and I'm like, we got to find that journal.
Oh, that's
And then
cool.
I looked at the dates that people dated it, and I'm like, you didn't actually identify yourself, but it says Evelyn Ray Rankin.
And that's
It's an amazing story.
Sweet
It's
girl
so
is 6
amazing.
weeks now.
It's
Yeah.
such an
Wow.
amazing story.
With a head full of dark hair.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a name picked out prior, or?
Mm-mm.
We had no idea. We
So
really were
you came up
convinced.
with that name in the float tank.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, that is
Yes.
epic.
Yep.
man.
When do you think your first float's gonna be?
Well,
Do you-
quite frankly, she has floated.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
That was her first.
Come
yeah,
on.
she's floated.
Yes.
Wow. See, Evelyn's down.
Evelyn.
Evelyn's our youngest floater.
Yes.
Oh wow.
She
Nailed
is.
it.
And I will have to say, like, anyone that's, thinking about floating and who's expecting, like, absolutely. Like, pregnancy is quite the job as far as, how you feel every day. And to be weightless and be able to connect with your baby and obviously totally safe. But it was just, I didn't worry, and that's like a strong assumption. Like, there's a lot of things that can happen in pregnancy, but it just brought this connection with the pregnancy, and I just was at a complete level of peace with it. Like, and I'm an anxious person, so that's hard for me to just trust it and just go with it. And I just, after I got to talk to her for an hour,
Yeah.
I don't even remember how long I floated.
It was 60 minutes.
That
Yeah.
was it. I just everything was good. Everything was just
Mm-hmm.
So you're not looking forward to a float without being pregnant now?
I really am. I actually, I can't wait to do it. 'Cause I just, it'll be just about me. You know what I mean?
Totally
it's
different
something- a
experience.
Totally different
Maybe.
experience.
Yeah, right, maybe.
No.
You never know.
It'll be just about me.
Manifest it.
Well, so you couldn't float today because you are with the kids.
I couldn't. Yes, sorry. Yes. You know, that's Evelyn is not even quite 6 weeks yet. So yeah.
Wow.
So she gets little tidbits of grandma time, but for the most part, yeah.
But you'll find the time to come out.
I absolutely will, and there is always a little bit of time to do this. This is actually super close to our house, so this is really nice.
Yeah.
And I said, you'll have one waiting for you.
I will thoroughly enjoy that time to myself, and
Damn
I'm kind of curious to see like where that float will go, because it is definitely different. The guy in the back.
Damn.
Aww.
Thank you, Krista.
Aww.
Hey Shannon, send us a message. Just send
Yeah,
us a
but like
message.
you're making a very valid point. It's like the time you make is the time that will be made for you. Like 1 hour is gonna give you 6 hours of efficiency and optimization. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna be better off giving 1 hour than like not, and then like short circuiting later down the road.
And
Like
let's put it this way, like it is really easy to cancel. Is it not like the easiest thing? To
Yeah,
go,
with everything.
Oh no, I'd rather do. I've got this to do. I've got that to do. I will say I have never been more committed to commitment than I have, in the last couple of years. Really, now that I've been, kind of transitioning into this level of life. But you're really, after you float, like you are kind of this crazy best version of yourself for days later. Like you are just operating on a different level of energy.
I feel like Superman.
You kind of do.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, no. Nobody wants to. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, but you really, you are just, self-care.
Yeah.
It's such a cliche term, but, you cannot pull from an empty cup. Another thing that's probably in a journal somewhere. But you really need to take a little bit of time and try whatever it is, whatever combination, whether it's, the lights, the stars, the music, whatever that is for you, and just give it a try, because
Yeah.
it just resets you. Yeah. Whatever that means for you.
Everything I envisioned was just flipped upside down. I thought, wow, you're gonna go fall asleep floating in water? Like, what am I gonna do that for?
I believe one of the questions you asked me was, do you think you could wear a snorkel?
I did. I said, can I go? Do you think I can go on my stomach
Yeah.
makes you
with
feel
this
more
with
comfortable.
a
No,
snorkel?
John and I have had this conversation numerous times. He's gonna build something like that
Yeah.
someday.
That'd be so awesome because I
Or
sleep
we're
on
gonna
my
have a
stomach. So
I
I could
know.
just finally just like.
I know. Thank
like a
you.
face submersion. Yeah, like that
Yes.
would be an interesting.
Although
I
they
would.
also have
If I
stand-up
build it,
floating.
they will come.
Yeah, they really would.
Yes.
Oh wow.
They also have stand-up floatings too, right, John?
Oh yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's
Oh,
super
It
trippy.
would
Okay,
be
so-
so easy to make too.
So
but-
for me, that feels a little bit weird
Oh, yeah.
because I have an irrational fear of deep
Waves.
water and waves. So I would feel
Yeah.
would I drown? But you wouldn't because you float. But for me, the laying down
I
works
would.
for me. But
I would
Would
be
you?
very interested in that. Yeah.
oh,
Have you seen Altered States? That's how they floated in that movie.
Oh,
That
really?
gives the float industry a bad taste or a bad
Oh.
outlook.
Yikes.
Oh, that movie's
No.
crazy, man. Well, you know what's even crazier? Stranger Things.
Yeah,
Upside
true.
down. I go there all the time.
Oh no, that's not.
No.
I
I don't think you want-
I choose to.
What about the right side up?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes, but
Yeah.
not often.
Yeah.
But not often.
I will say I was pleasantly surprised, though, at least in the room, and correct me if I'm wrong. I went in the bigger room with the star ceiling and everything, and when we took the tour initially and they showed the pod, I thought to myself, well, I don't know if that's for me.
Mhm.
So people are concerned about space. I have no idea how big that room is that you guys put me in. I just didn't feel like I was in too small, too big, nothing of
Exactly.
a space. There is just no sense of space in there. It's
Everything just
bizarre.
disappears.
I could not tell you how big that is. I couldn't tell you
Yeah.
if I could reach from side to side. I have no idea.
Well, I mean, and when, you know, when you do it, you know, that I recommend that everybody at least try it, to go completely dark.
Yeah.
No lights,
Absolutely.
no music,
Well, and it's
because
go ahead.
you really get, like, I started the first one with the lights on, with the music on, and my experience when I shut it all off was totally different. It wasn't until I got rid of everything that I really connected with what I was doing and really got into it. Like, you're just floating, like if you're not careful, you can think, like, you know, you can kind of lose where you are, you know, like, it's really kind of crazy.
How many times have you floated?
Are
Are you keeping track?
No. Well, not all of mine always get documented.
Yeah.
So, like, sometimes I'll either float after hours, or I'll just go in on a whim and just like, hey, I'm gonna go float. Even if, like, my floats usually range between 45 minutes and like 3 hours some days.
Wow.
And so it kind of depends. That's kind of one of my perks that I get here. You know, I come in and, like, all right, I'm gonna try this today, and then I'll, like, be like not able to concentrate or be able to focus on the float. I'm like, all right, you know what, I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah.
But my body always tells me, like, what I need. You know, and there's sometimes that I do CBD, you know, before a float.
Yep.
There's other times where normally I do go in naturally. I usually go in pretty sleep deprived some days too.
We have no idea what that feels like.
No idea. Right? So that's kind of the fun part of that, you know, being able, I have that luxury, you know, personally for myself, you know, even our guests, you know, even if they say, hey, I want to try a 3-hour float.
Yeah.
You know, and we're like, all right, you know, try it, see what you can do.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even people that we've had come in who are like, I want to try, you know, floating, you know, our longest floater, you know, 5 hours and 40 minutes.
Yep.
Wow.
He's like, hey, I want to try this.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And he lasted, and that's what he needed. I have one of my clients, flotage clients, you know, she did the same thing, and she was like, I don't know, mate. I don't know. And she's like, she got out and she's like, I totally could have been in there longer. And I was like, wow, I had you set up for this. And she's like, I know. She's like, I'll be back. She also lives out of state, so it's kind of funny. She's like, I will break that record. I will break that record.
Aw.
5 hours.
So yeah, she was in it for 5.
Kaylee Jean Rankin, aunt and uncle.
Hey,
Yeah.
She needs a float.
What up, Andrew?
She needs a float. Give her a float.
Aw.
Send us a message.
Yeah, and Mikey,
Don't
Mikey, you can definitely try music. Like, you can hook up your own phone as well and play music. That
Mikey, you get a float. You get a float.
You
Send
get
us
a
a
float,
message.
you get a
Send us a
float.
message.
Courtesy of
You
Megan.
win. You win.
He wants to try no music. Or just someone else.
Oh,
Yeah.
But the only
totally said that.
catch is if you come float, I'm disabling all the features of the float tank.
Oh.
You're gonna go in there dark, silent. You don't get a choice, bro.
You don't get a choice.
You'll thank us later.
That's the way to do
You'll
it.
thank us later.
Yeah.
Right?
That's really the way to do it.
You just gotta do it. And then,
Yeah.
Do it.
wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
So was it hard at all
Oh.
adjusting to the total darkness, or you were just?
I
ready
loved
for
it.
Yeah.
As soon as I
We love you, Andrew.
laying there, you know, with the lights on and the music on, I shut the music off,
Yeah.
and then just kind of staring, you know, I'm like still in my head,
Yeah.
you know, like I was still in my head and I was thinking about like
Right.
the lights and the patterns and like, you know, just,
Yeah.
so I'm like, I'm going to shut that off and see, I wonder if it really gets dark. Like, oh, it's pitch black.
It is so
You
dark.
can't see
It's a new
anything. You
concept
can't
of
see your
dark.
hand in front of your face dark.
No.
Yeah, careful
Like-
doing that because it might drip the water in your eye.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that happens.
I'm like, you know, like the first time when I first shut it off, I'm
Yeah.
like, where am I? Like, where?
Yeah.
And then when the lights come on and you're done, you're never facing the way that you think you are.
Yeah.
I'm
That
like,
is so true.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
What
I thought the
part am
door
I?
was over there.
Well, and it's interesting you say that. So today, I was floating and I was like super like out of it, and I thought I woke up.
Yeah.
But there was like a foot like stepping on me, and I was super tripped out because I was in a float tank. Like they were stepping on me in the float tank. And I'm just laying here like, why is there a foot coming at me? And like I looked around and I was floating in the tank. And I was
Wow.
like, wait, why am I over here though? And then like the foot came down and I was just gone again.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa. Okay. hammer.
Yeah,
Hammer down.
right.
Shout out to Andrew. I'm so glad that
We
you're
love you,
almost done
Andrew.
with all
We're
your
excited for
treatments
you.
forever. So glad.
You got this. You and Rose are amazing.
Oh, your
Hopefully we'll
brother
see.
floated 20 times.
I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't surprise me. So obviously we're talking about like recommendations and
Yeah.
giving
Well,
people
Steve,
the
we
opportunity.
Nope.
Yeah, this all started with a Christmas gift. You know,
Yeah,
wanted me
for sure.
He wanted me to have the experience that he had, and Liz, of course, like she's done this as well, and can't recommend it enough. But my brother's got some kind of health stuff going on, and he's really like taking control of it as much as he can because it's his body, and he wants to figure out what he can do to make it better, not just the recommendations that are thrown, through WebMD and whatnot. But yeah, so he's he's trying to figure out different, holistic and natural
Nice.
ways, and
Absolutely.
got us on board with that, and
Yeah.
even more so than we already wanted to be, and
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
if it wasn't for Steve and that gift, that Christmas gift,
Yeah.
I would have never
Yeah.
made my way here, and I never would have had one of the coolest stories I'll ever be able to tell.
I mean,
You know,
And
and
that's interesting you say that too, because like that's exactly how my journey started. For my I got it as a present from my mom and dad. I was very adamant on getting one.
Mhm.
I don't know why. I didn't know why at that time. Why I was so adamant on it.
yeah.
I was asking people for money for it. Like this wasn't gonna be just like a one-time thing. That first float though kind of was like, what did I just do? Like
Yeah.
I didn't understand it.
Sure.
And then I went home and I fell asleep for like 3 hours, and I was like, oh, I like this. I have sleep issues.
Yeah.
But then I came back the second time, and that's when my journey really began. And now it's literally my story of healing and anxiety and depression. And I couldn't be more grateful for that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
To be able to have that story, not only to help people who do come in, people who are a part of the family, but everything else as well.
Right. Yeah.
Anyone that wants to get a gift.
Yes. Also, if anybody is looking to get gifts for this fall holidays that are coming up, Black Friday and Small Business Saturday, one float gift card, $5 off. 2 float light gift cards is $10 off each. 3 float light gift card journeys are $15 off each, and 4 or more is $20 off of each. Also, I'm throwing in $10 off of flotages. So if you're looking to get somebody either a package deal with it or just the massage itself, there's $10 off of that as well. Or if you just want the float, you can purchase the floats as well.
Highly recommend it.
Highly.
Yeah.
Highly
If you want to try floating, get on the Black Friday deals.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Wonderful gift. Also, Jackie, send us a message, and Diane, send us a message. We'll get you guys set up for floats as well.
And we also have beautiful gear too, like the
Yeah,
sliders.
absolutely. Yes, and with any of the gifts, 20% off of retail as well. So we have bath bombs, lotions, float gear, sweatshirts, t-shirts. There's also Epsom salt.
Do you sell the robes?
Yeah, we do.
Nice.
Yes, we do.
They're so soft.
Oh, you couldn't say this.
20% off the ropes
I don't.
as well.
I don't know that I'd ever get dressed if I had one of these.
Yeah, it's
Hey, girl, yes, come see me.
Go to Floatlight, honey.
Nope. All right. So just one thing I want to mention to you guys. After Black Friday and Small Business Saturday, Floatlight is releasing a brand new product that we hand make here at Floatlight. With every gift card purchase, we made a bottle, and it's called a message floating in a bottle. It's amazing. It's all of our premium custom blend of Epsom salt, and inside of the little bottle, there's a scroll, and that scroll we give you before you obviously put it in, and you can write a message to a friend or loved one and give them this bottle of the Epsom salt with the gift card. This will be available with every gift card purchase from December 1st to, I don't know, whenever. 31st, I guess. But Jessie put this whole thing together. This is an art piece for her, and we have about 400 of these.
Nice.
So once they're sold out, they'll be gone. We'll probably make some more, but this is an amazing concept and idea. If I was getting a gift, this would just be the icing, the topping right
Cat's
here.
meow.
The cat's meow.
You guys just always go so over the top. Like I mean, like just so much into it. Like everything you do. Like darn
It is a
details.
passion, and
Yeah.
we love the community. We do everything for the community, and we love all of you guys. And every one of you that's out there, like, just send us a message, because we're gonna just name everyone then. Just send us a message if you're in the
I
chat.
have a couple floats I'd like to give away.
Yeah, go Dan.
Give them away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
give us
ready
some
for
floats.
this?
This is Yeah.
Shannon gets a float.
Yes.
Is that your sister?
That's my
Yeah,
sister.
Shannon
Yeah, Shannon's
gets-
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Congrats, Shannon. Send us a message. See, you know what? This isn't from Floatlight though. This is from your brother.
Yeah.
It
There
is.
you go.
There you go. Oh, it's from your brother, and your sister-in-law.
Mhm.
Dude, Val's got a good point. That'd be a cool ornament.
Ooh.
Dude.
That is a
See?
good idea.
She should be on the marketing team.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Val, send us a message.
We gotta make ornaments now.
Send us a
Yeah.
message, Val. You
Yeah.
definitely need to float. All right. I'm on the soapbox, so I should leave. I'm going to excuse
float
myself.
box.
Thank you all for being here. We love you. Oh, by the way, Floatlight gear. We just pressed another 40 Floatlight hoodies, and
All sizes.
all sizes. They're amazing. Come get some. They'll be 20% off on Black Friday, Small Business Saturday. You're supporting a good cause every single time you wear it, you buy it, you float. Not in it, but like
After
each their own.
post float.
All right, friends.
So comfy.
I love you.
Nice hoodie.
So that when you said what have I done for ADD before,
Yeah.
like what methods and everything, one thing that I didn't mention is CBD.
Mm.
Yeah, right? Can we just
So
like
that-
I love
seriously?
Oh, it's
Magic.
amazing. It's really amazing. Like it's hard to believe that there was such a pushback with
Yeah.
Right?
with that,
Yeah.
because the things that it is able to do, I mean, it's a miracle. I mean, it really is. It's
Yeah.
a naturally grown miracle that
Yeah.
should be easily obtainable for everyone.
Well, there's,
Sounds like a documentary you should make.
Yeah.
Natural Born Miracle. That's a CBD documentary, bro.
I mean,
Get the domain.
Here we
drop.
go.
again.
Well, we'll
Get
be
on it.
launching a brand of CBD.
Will you?
A
Yep.
Floatlight
Nice,
brand, a
guys.
single-use CBD droppers, so that people that haven't been introduced to us but know us, you can trust that we're going to give you the top of the line
Yeah.
product. We never implement anything that's not been thoroughly tested.
Right.
And
It's pretty sweet.
with that,
Yeah.
with that Floatlight specific CBD, we also will sell bottles, and that's in the works right now.
Yep.
Expect
Nice.
that early 2020.
Yep.
And yeah.
That's very smart. I
It's my
actually really
one-stop
like it.
ADD shop.
There you go.
Hey.
Yeah. Trust me,
Yeah.
that's why I float. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh.
Right.
Y'all haven't noticed.
Yeah, no.
I'm like,
what? Where?
It shows.
She's probably thinking, I can't believe he's sitting in the couch for this long.
I mean,
Well, I mean, you kind of can't get up, so.
I know.
yeah.
You already tried.
Well, you could.
I did.
Yeah.
No
I did.
joke.
I did try.
You got tethered. I was
Yeah,
so
I
that
did.
whole small business Saturday, like that's one of the other reasons why, like, I just encourage people to come in here because you guys, this started with kind of an idea, and you guys have just nonstop put everything you've got into this creative, train that just keeps going.
Gift experiences. Like,
So
I mean, really,
cool.
that's
yeah,
it,
like that is what
'cause
people
those are-
want, right? Like yep, I could probably use another Starbucks gift card, whatever the case may be. But what everybody wants is, or really needs, I should say, is an experience. We all have
Right.
enough stuff.
You're not going to remember that individual cup of coffee or whatever you
I
got
only
there,
need it
but
because
you're.
of the children.
I will never forget.
Yeah, but this
My
is,
um, floats,
this
you
is
know.
what it's about. Like, this year when you're thinking about, what could I give somebody that's something unique and different, and it's this, experiences. Everybody
Mhm.
could benefit from just this.
You
Yeah.
know what else is an awesome business? I just want to give a shout out to our friends at the Salt Room in Appleton. If you've never tried heliotherapy, check out the
That's
Salt
awesome.
Room. They have amazing deals on Black Friday too, and Small Business Saturday. I just seen a post that went up, so if you haven't checked them out, go check out the Salt Room and go say hi from Floatlight.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Where are they
they'll be posting tomorrow.
Where are they located?
They are down. It's called. I don't know the exact address. It's on Mayflower Street.
I was gonna say,
Oh.
is it Mayflower?
It's on
Yeah, it's over
Mayflower
by.
Street.
It's
the kids
over
go to
it's over by
dance.
the dance.
Yes.
Yes,
It's over by the
it's
dance.
over
by
also
Barb's
Skater's
Center
Edge.
for Dance.
Skater's Edge.
Yep.
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 Yep,
And
so it's right over there.
So yeah. So.
Also, this week for kombucha, we have Cranberita,
Oh yes.
Grape-tastic, and Green Monster, aka Christmas Tree.
Is that,
Whoa, that sounds pretty
is
flame.
this Christmas in a cup?
Yeah, it's a party.
It's
and,
an immunity booster.
It's
How
really
how
good.
is
I
it, by the
actually
way?
really
How are you
like
liking
it.
I honestly, it's amazing.
That's the
It's
Green
really,
Monster.
Really, really good.
I like the
flavor.
Green Monster. I love the Green Monster.
Yeah,
Very
it's
good for
really
you.
So
good.
good.
So.
All right. Next week we will be having our favorite people from Island Sushi come and hang out with us.
Yeah.
So
Keen O'Brien, and
Keen O'Brien.
and hopefully, if Allison from Island Sushi is listening, you gotta come on the show.
join us.
Island Sushi has been a haven for my wife and I'm not even kidding you. Like, I love these people.
Oh man.
I love them, and they're amazing. All the sushi chefs, we love you. You know, whether it be Gage, Pao, you guys are amazing. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you, John. Thank you, Keen. And thank you from everyone from Island Sushi. And also, you gotta come watch the show. We're gonna be giving away a ton of sushis.
Yeah.
What?
Have you ever been to
Tons of
Island Sushi?
Love it.
Yeah.
Storyboat Island Sushi.
Every-
Oh, nice.
You have a story time?
Yeah. You're on a
I have a
podcast.
story all the
Let's have
time.
a story.
A story all the time. So the last time we went, we were with where did we go? When I said I love spicy food, you know. So I'm being a little
Experimental.
Yeah.
And
I said, what is like what is the hottest one you got?
Oh no.
Yeah, exactly.
And they made it for me, and I ate it,
Oh.
and I was crying like a baby. I mean,
Yeah, you were.
like just not. It was.
Everyone was laughing at you.
Oh yeah, it was. That happens more than I'd like to admit. But yeah,
That's good.
it was
That
amazing.
So fun,
but
yeah.
I love Island Sushi. That is our go-to. Like that's we
But
have.
you're right. It's the people that are there that make that experience.
It's
like,
always the people.
so
Yeah,
everywhere.
good.
Like it-
Indy, give a shout out to John, Mindy,
Yeah.
Pao,
Yes, Steve. John
CJ,
agrees.
Gage. They're just the most amazing people. You ever got a chance to meet the owner?
No.
We did not. No.
She's amazing, but I'll tell you, it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Point is, it's the people.
Absolutely. I mean, they just made the whole. I feel like we were there, maybe 3.5, 4 hours. I don't know.
We were there for a long time.
We were
like,
there for a
It's
long
an
time.
I was counting
yeah.
plates.
It-
Like
it's an
I need to take a little bit of time here so that I can
Give
go
me
back
5
at
minutes.
it. Give me,
5
One of the
minutes.
give me,
things
give me a little bit.
Like, you guys, if you walk in, expect to wait. This is not a bad thing, though.
For sure, yes.
The wait
yes.
is part of the experience. You have to understand that the way that they do it is at this level of quality.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna wait probably about an hour, so be prepared. But they have amazing drinks. Mine is a chocolatini. I'm not gonna lie.
Nice. Okay.
John has to make it, and
Well.
no, well, not necessarily.
Yeah, John.
Not that John. John
Yeah.
works.
Not me. John, if
Ah.
he's listening. But just a great place overall. So yeah, check out that episode. You guys can't miss
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
it. Next week Wednesday.
Next week.
Got it.
Do you guys have any final words?
Try float light. Honestly, it changed my life. It really, really has, and it wipe away any fears or anything that you have or any thoughts that you have, reservations that you have with it, and just try it. Because I mean, I guarantee you won't be disappointed, and every time after is going to be different than the last. Like
Yeah.
it's different. You can connect with yourself in a way that you can't even really comprehend until you do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you need anything real estate wise, hit me up.
Oh yeah.
My advice is nothing to do with our business and nothing to do with that. My final words are commit to being committed.
Ooh.
So don't cancel. Schedule it. Show up. Go to it. Just be there. Just dive in. Experience this year. If anything in 2020, just go for the experience. You won't regret it.
I was told something today by one of our brokers that
All
said when
right.
he went when he was in Cuba,
Okay.
that what they have there is coconuts, and everybody's trying to sell you a coconut. So if everybody's selling you coconuts, why are they going to buy your coconut? And for me, like, the reason why I say that is because it's the people. And like John said, like, you guys are talking about island sushi, and it's the people.
Yeah.
Well, there's a theme here.
Exactly.
And it's, you know, you can have the same businesses all lined up in a row. There's a bunch of sushi places around. But the people are what bring you back. So you can't market that enough, and you can't, like, it's word of mouth. Tell people. When you appreciate somebody or you appreciate a business, tell
Talk
people,
about it.
promote them. The best thing you
share
can
their
do
stuff.
for small businesses and friends and family that own businesses that are in trying to make it, that are good people,
Yes.
the best thing you can do is spread their name, tell people about them, tell your story.
Yeah.
I tell my story all the time about this place, so
It's hard not to.
Do it.
She's adorable.
Yeah. That's true.
She's cute.
She takes after me.
All that hair.
Dan, man, any final words?
No, everything that was meant to be said was said. It was a pleasure having you on this evening.
Yeah, thank you guys so
Such-
much.
Yeah,
for
thanks for
coming.
having
It's
us.
been a pleasure
Really.
having you guys here.
Information
Truly
was
appreciate it.
given.
All right, guys.
Awesome.
So we got less than 2 months left in the year, so make the best of it. Can start over next year, begin again, start anew, stay committed, all the above. Just go with the journey, take it day by day, be present, and have a wonderful night. We'll see y'all again soon. Love you guys.
What amazing words, man.